students, welcome to Vidya Mirror. This video is made for class 9 on chapter number 8 quadrilaterals, and here we are going to do the questions relating to midpoint theorem. Now first of all, let's start with what is midpoint theorem. It is the line segment joining the midpoints of a triangle is parallel to the third side and equal to half of it. So let us prove this theorem first. Now we are given the triangle ABC and we have the points E and F as midpoints. Now what we have to prove here is that EF should be parallel to BC and EF should be half of BC. Let's begin with it. So we will write down ABC as a triangle, E and F are the midpoints, and here we are doing the construction such that CD is parallel to BA and we will extend our line EF to meet at D. So they form a triangle FDC. If you see, it forms a triangle. And we need to prove that EF is parallel to BC and EF is equal to half of BC. Let's begin with it. Let's see the two triangles AEF and triangle CDF. Now what is here given to us is, you know F is the midpoint, so AF is equal to FC because it is already given to us. F is a midpoint. Next, because of the triangle, we can say that angle 1 and angle 2, that also will be equal. They are forming vertically opposite angles, and we know that CD and AB are parallel lines. Okay, so we can say, and if we say AC transversal, in that case angle 3 will be equal to angle 4 as they are forming the alternate angle. Now with this, triangle AEF is congruent to triangle CDF by ASA property. Now when the triangles are congruent, we can say that AE is equal to CD and EF is equal to FD. But we already know as per the question that AE is equal to EB because E is the midpoint on AB. So what happens is, we can say that BE will be equal to CD and BE is parallel to CD. Now therefore what happens, if one side is equal and parallel to one another, that means BECG is a parallelogram, and when they are parallelogram, we can also say that ED is parallel to BC and ED is equal to BC. Now what happened is, ED, if you see, is made up of EF and FD. F is the midpoint, they both are equal, so we can also say that EF is parallel to BC because ED is parallel to BC. So EF is also parallel to BC and EF is equal to half of ED. Why half of ED? Because ED is made up of EF and FD when both are equal. Then we also aware of that ED is equal to BC because it is a parallelogram. So we can substitute it and we can say that EF is equal to half of BC, and hence we have proved that midpoint theorem, when the line segments are joining the midpoints of a triangle, it will be parallel to the third side and also half of it. It is very important theorem, children. Please understand it and do the practice also. Now let us do the converse of midpoint theorem. What does it says? It says that the line through the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to the another side bisects the third side. Now let us understand this. What is given to us? ABC is a triangle and E is the midpoint, already told to us. We need to prove that AF will be equal to FC. That means F is also the midpoint. Now here what we are doing is, we are doing a construction. We are drawing FD parallel to AB. Okay. So let's begin with it. What is trying to say? Now you know it's given to us that EF is parallel to BD or EF is parallel to BC. So it is parallel to BD. And EB is parallel to FD. By construction, we have just drawn FD parallel to AB. So if it is parallel to AB, it will be parallel to EB also. What does it mean? It means EFDB is a parallelogram, which means EB will be equal to FD. But we already know that AE is equal to EB because E is the midpoint of it, and we have to prove F as a midpoint. E is already there. So now what we are going to do, from the equation 1 and 2, EB is common in both. So we can say that AE is equal to FD in equation number 3. Now AB and FD, they both are parallel to one another by construction. And if we take AC as transversal, in that case what will happen is angle 1 will be equal to angle 2. They are forming corresponding angles. Same way, if AEF is parallel to BC and again AC as a transversal, in that case angle 3 will be equal to angle 4. They are also forming the corresponding angles. So now what we will do is, we will take the triangles AEF and triangle CDF, both the triangles. Just now we have proved angle 1 is equal to angle 2 and angle 3 is equal to angle 4. What is the third part? AE is equal to FD. That also as per the equation 3 we have just proved above. So we can say that triangles are congruent. And when the triangles are congruent, we can say that AF is equal to FC by CPCT, and which we have to prove it that F is the midpoint. Thus F becomes the midpoint of that. Now next question is, prove that the figure formed by joining the midpoints of a consecutive sides of a quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Here midpoints are given to us as PQRS and ABCD is a quadrilateral. We need to prove that PQRS is a parallelogram, which means how we are going to prove it? Either the sides should be, opposite sides should be equal or parallel. We can take that method. So for that what we have done is, we have joined BD, the diagonal of it. Now in that case, let us take the triangle CBD. In this, if you see, Q and R are the midpoints, and as per the midpoint theorem, when the midpoints are there, we can say that Q and R will be parallel to BD and QR will be the half of BD. Just now we have done as per the midpoint theorem. Same way, let us take triangle A, B and D. Now here P and S are the midpoints, so we can say that PS is parallel to PD and PS will be half of BD. Now in both the equation 1 and 2, BD is common, so we can say that QR will be parallel to PS and QR is equal to PS. So if one side is equal and parallel, we can say that PQRS is a parallelogram. Next, show that the quadrilaterals formed by joining the midpoints of a consecutive side of a square is also a square. Now here ABCD is a square and we have to prove that PQRS is also a square. To do that, what we will do is, we will join the diagonals AC and BD. Now for this we should remember certain things. To make a square, what are the criteria which we have to follow? First of all, we should see that PQRS is a parallelogram. One of the angles, which angles? PQRS should be 90 degrees and all the sides should be equal. So let us prove it one by one, and then we can at the end say that PQRS is a square. All the criteria should be met here. Let's begin with it. Number 1. In case of triangle A, B and C, let's take triangle ABC. In that, if you see, R and Q are the midpoints of the triangle. So I can say that your RQ is parallel to AC and RQ will be half of AC because of midpoint theorem. Let it be equation number 1. Now take another triangle A, D and C. In this case, S and P are the midpoints. So what will happen now? SP will be parallel to AC and SP is equal to half of AC. Now AC is common in both. So from equation 1 and 2, what do you get? RQ will be parallel to SP and RQ is equal to SP. If one sides are equal, then we can say it's a parallelogram. Now the method which we did here, same way we can also say that SR is parallel to PQ and SR is equal to PQ. So we can say that PQRS is a parallelogram. So one criteria is fulfilled over here, that for a square it should be a parallelogram. We have proved. Now the second criteria, we need to prove any one angle of PQRS as 90 degrees. Now we have already proved that PQRS is a parallelogram. Now since RQ is parallel to SP, we can also say that RE will be also parallel to HO. And since we already know SR is parallel to PQ, we can say that HR is parallel to OE. So from equation 3 and 4, we can say that HREO is also a parallelogram. Now considering this, the parallelogram HREO, I can also say that angle 1 is equal to angle 2 because opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. I know that, but I know ABCD is a square and AC and BD, they are the diagonals of the square, and this property of a square says that diagonals bisect each other at right angles. So that means angle 1 will be equal to 90 degrees. When angle 1 is 90 degrees, angle 2 will also be equal to 90. After this, so we have proved one more criteria, that one angle is 90 degrees. What is the third criteria? All the sides should be equals. For here, let us take the triangle ASR and triangle RBQ. Now here we already know that S, R and Q, they are the midpoints. So we can say that AS is equal to BQ. I can also say AR is equal to RB, and I can say angle 3 is equal to angle 4 because ABCD is a square and angles are 90 degrees. I know that, and even it's a parallelogram. So sum of the angles will be equal to 180 degrees also. So here both the triangles becomes congruent, and when the triangles are congruent, I can say that RS is equal to RQ. Similarly, I can prove other sides also, and I can say that RS is equal to RQ is equal to PQ is equal to PS. All the sides are equal, and thus PQRS is a square. I met all the three criteria, that it should be a parallelogram, one side should be equal to 90 degree, and all sides should be equal for a square. Another question. In triangle ABC is an isosceles with AB is equal to AC. D, E and F are the respectively midpoints of the sides BC, AC and AB. Show that the line segment AD is perpendicular to the line segment EF and is bisected by it. So let's begin with it. What is given to us? AB is equal to AC. We have done the construction, and we will join DE and DF in this. We need to prove that AD is perpendicular to EF and AD is bisected by EF. So let's begin with it. In triangle ABC, when I take the triangle ABC, D and E are the midpoints. In that case, if you see, what will happen? DE will be parallel to AB and DVE will be half of AB as per midpoint theorem. And if I take again triangle ABC and take D and F are the midpoints, in that case what will happen is DF will be parallel to AC and DF will be half of AC. Now we also know that AB is equal to AC because it is isosceles triangle. So we can say that from equation 1 and 2, DE is equal to DF. Now as we know that AB is equal to AC, so definitely their half of AB will be also equal to half of AC. So what will happen? AF is also equal to AE. Let it be equation number 4. Now what happen is, if you consider DE as the line, that DE was half of AB. So I can say DE is half of AF also. Okay, because AB, what is AB? AB is AF plus is equal to FB. F is the midpoint. So I can say DE is equal to AF. Similarly, if I take DF, that DF is half of AC, I know. So DF will be equal to AE because E is the midpoint. Now what will happen is, from the equation 3, 4, 5 and 6, what are the equations? Your equation number 3 was saying that DE is equal to DF. Your equation 4 is AF is equal to AE. 5 is DE is equal to AF. And 6 is DE is equal to AE. Seeing that, we can say that DF is equal to FA is equal to AE is equal to ED. All these sides are equal. So thus we can say that AFDE is a rhombus. Now therefore we can say AD is perpendicular to EF and AD is also bisecting the EF, because diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other at 90 degrees. Now ABCD is a parallelogram. E and F are the midpoints of the sides AB and CD respectively. Prove that the line segment AF and CE trisect the diagonal BD. So what we have to prove here? In the diagonal we see that BH should be equal to HG should be equal to GD. So let's begin with it. Now AB is equal to CD and AB is also parallel to CD, and so we can say that half of AB will be equal to half of CD. Why? Because E and F are the midpoints. So I can say that AE is equal to CF and AE is also parallel to CF. Therefore AECF is a parallelogram. If AECF is a parallelogram, I can also say that AF is parallel to EC. Therefore, AG is also parallel to EH. Now, if you see triangle A, B and G, in that case, now see the triangle A, B and G, E is already the midpoint. So, when it is the midpoint, I can say that H is also the midpoint because E's lines are parallel. So, ABH will be equal to HG as per equation number 1. Similarly, if I take other triangle DC and H, in that case I know that GF is parallel to FC and F is the midpoint. So, I can also say that G is also the midpoint of BG. So, this is the converse of midpoint theorem which we have done earlier. So, let it be equation number 2 that DG is equal to GH. Now from equation 1 and 2, what do you get? BH will be equal to HG will be equal to GD. Now here if you see, L, M, N are three parallel lines intersecting by the transversal P and Q such that L and N cut off intercepts AB and BC on P. Show that L, M and N cut off intercepts DE and EF on Q also. So let's begin with it. What are they trying to say? L is parallel to M, parallel to N, and AB is equal to BC. That means B is the midpoint, and we have to prove that DE is also equal to EF. Now here what we are doing is we are joining AF and the point on BE is marked as G. Now in triangle ACF, what is given to us in ACF? If you see, B is the already midpoint. We know that BG is parallel to CF. So we can say that G is also the midpoint on AF. Why? Because of the converse of midpoint theorem. Now let us take the triangle DFA. In that case, G is the midpoint. Just now we have said that. So what will happen if G is the midpoint and G is parallel to AD? So E is also the midpoint because of the converse of midpoint theorem. Thus, DE is equal to EF. Now, in the figure, AD and BE are perpendicular on a line L. C is the midpoint of AB. Prove that DC is equal to CE. Now here what we are doing is we are doing a construction. We are drawing a line CF such that CF is parallel to AD. Okay, so let's see. Now here angle ADE plus angle CFD, that will be equal to 180 degrees. Why? The lines are parallel. So angle ADE is equal to 90 degrees. Therefore, CFD is also equal to 90 degrees. We know that. So, and we, as per the question, we know that C is the midpoint of AB. So we can say that AD is parallel to CF and C is the midpoint. Therefore, F is also the midpoint because of the converse of midpoint theorem. When one point we know it's a midpoint and we know that lines are parallel, it means the third point will be also the midpoint because of the converse of midpoint theorem. So therefore, we can say that DF is equal to FE. Now, take the triangle DCF and triangle ECF. What happened is CF is common in both of them. We know that DF is equal to FE, we have proved above, and angle CFD is equal to angle CFE, which is again we have proved above, which is 90 degrees. So we can say that triangles are congruent, and when the triangles are congruent, we can also say that DC is equal to CE. Now, another question is, your ABCD is given as a trapezium in which E and F are the midpoints of the sides AD and BC. Prove that EF is parallel to AB and EF is equal to half of AB plus CD. So here if you see, we have mentioned everything. Now we have done the construction, join BD, and we have drawn a line EG other than EF. Okay, so let us see that. Let us say that EF not be parallel to AB. Now here draw EG parallel to AB, which meets BC at G. We have done the construction like this. Now it means AB will be parallel to DC and EG will be parallel to AB. Therefore, AB will be parallel to EG, will be parallel to CD, and we know that AD and BC, they are the transversals. So we can say that DE should be equal to EA. Therefore, BG will be equal to GC. But G should be the midpoint on the BC. So what happens is, this is not at all possible. G should coincide on F. Therefore, we can say that EF is parallel to AB. Now, in the triangle AB and D, EF is parallel to AB and E is the midpoint. So now what we will do here is, H is also the midpoint of BD. By the converse of midpoint theorem. Therefore, we can also say that EH is parallel to half of AB. Similarly, HF will also be half of CD because of the converse of midpoint theorem. So, if we add both the equations, we get EH plus HF is equal to half of AB plus half of CD. Combine them together, it will become EF is equal to half of AB plus CD, and hence proved. I hope children you have understood the questions. We have done plenty of questions. Please do lot of practice. It's important for you to know that. Do step by step everything. If you find anywhere any confusion, please let me know. You can either mail me or you can also send me the message on the comment section. I will try to help you. Thank you very much children for watching the video till the end. See you soon in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Take care.